Okay, hi everybody. Here we go with the last part of the parent agency. Chapter 3. Barry, 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 Barry. That was what woke him up, what pulled him out of the dark, his name being called. At first, it just seemed to be the various parents shouting at him, trying to get him to come with them. But then, Barry heard someone, a woman, saying his name much more softly, almost whispering it. It broke his trance. He wasn't even sure he was in the head's office anymore, but he could see, through the darkness, the couple, the man and woman he'd been trying to tell the head about. They were framed by a bright white light. It was so bright, Barry wanted to shut his eyes, but he could still see their faces looking at him. With concern, with hope, and with something else. And now he knew what that something else was at last. He could see it in their eyes. It was love. And so he knew, finally, who they were. "Mum! Dad!" he said. Part 3. No, wait a minute. The world, the first one, you know this one, might be kind of enough after all. Saturday. Chapter 1. At first, Barry couldn't understand where he was. He thought that perhaps he'd gone halfway back into his world and got stuck inside his bedroom wall, behind the poster of James Bond, because, when the light in his eyes went away, standing in front of him was Q. He knew it was Q because he was wearing a tweed suit. It must have been him shining the light in his eyes from a pen that was also an ultra-powerful laser. Next to Q was a lady with a long dress and big 1960s hair, who seemed to be Miss Moneypenny. And behind them, he could see lots of other characters, Jaws and Oddjob, and that strange Spanish man with the blonde wig from Skyfall. And he could hear quite loudly the theme music playing. Da 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 da. But then he realized it wasn't quite those people. It was people dressed up as them. The man who looked like Q was his dad, Jeff Bennett, and the woman dressed as Miss Moneypenny was his mum, Susan Bennett. "Barry," said his mum, rushing forward. "Oh, Barry!" She bent over and hugged his head really tightly and kissed him over and over again, which made it difficult to see what was going on. But he could just make out his dad's face. He was smiling, but also crying. Why would he be doing that? And why were they dressed like this? And why, Barry thought, looking around him, was he, Barry, in some unfamiliar white bed? A man appeared on the other side of the bed. Barry didn't recognize him, although he did look a little bit like peevish, jaunty Big Cole. Only peevish, jaunty Big Cole in a white coat. His mum moved back to let this man speak to Barry, but she kept holding his hand. "Hello, Barry," said the man. "I'm Dr. Evans." "Hello," said Barry. "Sorry about shining that light in your eyes just now." "Oh, was that you?" "Yes," he said. "Do you know where you are?" "The United Kingdom?" said Barry. Dr. Evans frowned. No, you're in hospital. Off the A41, Barry. Do you know what a coma is?" Barry thought he did, but before he could answer, his dad spoke. "Oh, Barry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I bought you the wrong Casino Royale." That seemed so long ago, Barry could hardly remember what his dad was talking about. "Was it so bad it put me in a coma?" said Barry. "What? No, said his dad. "No, it's just... After you threw it at Mum, we had that row, and I sent you upstairs to bed. And then..." He stopped here and looked away. "I ran out and upstairs to my room," said Barry. "No, darling," said his mum. He looked over at her. "You tripped over." "I did?" "Yes, it was my fault. The dishwasher. You know how I always leave it open." Yes. Well, it's because there's always so many dishes on the go, you know. Yes. Anyway, I was crouching there, not really looking because you'd thrown that DVD at me, and all my egg timers had fallen off the kitchen counter. Oh, yes, sorry about that. That's okay, my darling. But you were running so fast, and before I knew what had happened, you'd slid on all the sand and glass on the floor. You landed on your head. Now she looked away. And then Barry looked up. It was one of the sisterly entity talking. They were dressed as Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd, Blofeld's villainous henchmen from Diamonds Are Forever. Which meant they were both wearing men's suits, and one of them had a fake moustache and glasses. This made Barry start to wonder which of the two worlds, this one or the United Kingdom, was real. Then you just lay on the floor. Yes, out cold, for ages. Well, until just now, really. You've been in a coma for 5 days, Barry. This was Dr. Evans speaking. Barry frowned. 5 days? He sat up in bed. Jaws and Oddjob and the strange Spanish man with the wig from Skyfall were at the end of his bed. Hello, said Jaws. Hi, said Oddjob. Nice to have you back, said the strange Spanish man with the wig from Skyfall. Only it wasn't actually them. It was Lucas and Taj and Jake dressed up. Jake's wig was even worse than the one in the film. Hello, said Barry. But why are you all here? The end. So there we go. That's the end of The Parent Agency. Thank you very much to Khalid for lending that to us to read. I'll give it back to you as soon as the lockdown is over. Next week, we're going to be starting another book after the weekend, which is going to be The Ice Palace by Robert Swindells. And I'm just going to read you the blurb from the back so you can think about what it might be happening. Stargic. Whisper his name, and it was winter in your heart. No one sees Stargic and his hungry wolves when they come in the dead of night, but always a child is missing in the morning. Who can rid the land of this curse and melt the fear in its people's hearts? Only Ivan, who loves his little brother enough to follow him through many dangers to Stargic's cavern. A beautiful, haunting story by a master storyteller. There you go. See you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.